Are you listening to this episode on Himalaya? If you are, congratulations, because you're already using the best new podcast app out there. If you're not, well, you're a loser and missing out. So get it together. Whether you're a podcaster or a fan, Himalaya is designed with you in mind and has a ton of cool new features like curated shareable playlists and collections made just for you, along with personalized recommendations to help with content discovery. And the best part is, it's super easy to use. It's definitely my favorite listening app, and I'm sure it will be yours too. So do yourself a favor and download Himalaya today, and be sure to follow my show, Worst Firsts, once you're there. Bye. Guys, hello. Welcome back to Worst First. Thank you so much to all my avid listeners who have been listening since the beginning. We've had, more than 10 episodes out now. It's doing really, really well, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
I've never had anything do this great in my life since Vine, so this is like a nice change for me to have something to do with my life. So thank you to everyone who's been listening. And we have an amazing guest today. He's a director. I've known him for many, many years. Kyle Newacheck. Am I saying it right? Newacheck?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great, because it's Polish.
It's like Czechoslovakian.
Okay, all right, close enough,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Furry hats.
Newacheck. At one point, it was Newacheck.
Oh, wow, and they
Yeah.
changed it?
They changed it to Newacheck when they came over here.
Oh.
They're like, Novichok is a very common name.
So you guys are like, well, no, we're not the Newacheck, we're the new Newacheck, because
right.
we're the new dogs in the building.
Yeah, totally switched it up. So there's no other Newacheck.
Yeah. That's rad. That's it.
Yeah, none.
And you meet Czechoslovakian people, and they're like, that's made up.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice made up name.
I'm like, actually, it was. Yeah, it was made up by like one of my greats.
You're like a fake Czechoslovakian.
Yeah.
I'm dead, dude. Okay, so first of all, Kyle is a director. You guys know his work, Workaholics, Adam Devine, Blake Anderson, Comedy Central, obviously very successful show. And you just directed a murder mystery on Netflix, which I just watched last night with Tommy. I loved it.
Tight.
It reminded me of like the old Happy Gilmore days where I would watch Adam Sandler and he's just so funny.
Sandman.
I love him.
The Sandman's the best.
Dude, is that what you guys call him? The Sandman?
Yep.
I love that. He's just something about him. Like, it doesn't even have to be saying anything funny, but to me, he just brightens my spirits.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he do that?
Yeah, he does.
He just has like something
beacon of
about him.
light.
He's a beacon of light.
Yeah.
I watch him and I'm like, I love him. Like, I've always loved him, you know?
I agree.
And
like,
he hasn't changed.
Yeah, no, he's like a dream to work with.
Is
like,
he?
Really, it
He's
was
really nice.
kind of like just working with one of the homies, you
I
know,
love
where it's
that.
like we're trying to make each other laugh and make the best product, you know, and that's kind of what we're doing is making the coolest thing that's the funniest thing. You know? And he's right there with.
And Jennifer Aniston.
And Jen's right
Dude,
there too.
Holy
and she's
shit.
contributing and just like making it something incredibly unique to the situation and like, yeah,
she's
they
funny
rock.
too.
She's very
like
funny.
I could tell just by watching them. You guys have to watch it. I mean, I know you have a Netflix account, or just steal it from your next door neighbor. You know, everyone's borrowing somebody's Netflix account.
Yeah, you might as well watch it.
Just watch it. It's honestly like Jennifer Aniston. It's so fun to see her because you can tell like in some of the scenes, like she's like, oh, okay, like she's very funny. She has like that improv-y funny.
Well, yeah, those two together are like super fun because you put them like in the same frame together, and now they're both like, all right, let's go.
I loved it.
And when people are, and they both have incredible improv experience.
I could tell just by watching it. Yeah.
You know, comfortable with
Yeah,
improv. Like
yeah.
Sandler's doing his stand-up where a lot of it he goes off and he's so
Just tangents.
casual.
Yeah.
You know, and
that.
Jen has so many years in comedy.
Yeah.
And probably coming up even on Friends. Like you think about like 10 years with just like, hey, try this joke. Hey, try this joke. Hey, maybe this joke. You develop like this keen sense of like, I can make it up and I can deliver it. And they both have that. So that was like one of the coolest things to film.
And it's so apparent when you're watching it. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can tell they're both just so good on their feet. And it's just such a such a fun film. So just watch it, you guys. Just do yourselves a favor and watch it. You know, it's great. It's on Netflix, easy to watch. But I want to talk about, do you remember when we first met?
Well, I'm like, I know it was like the Workaholics house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you guys first started.
Yeah.
Like someone asked me, it was like when I was like just barely like trying to do stand up and like doing improv and shit. And someone was like, want to come be an extra in this new show called Workaholics? There's
Right.
Adam Devine in it. And I like loved Adam because like I'd seen him, you know, doing stand up all the time. And I was like, oh my God, he's so funny. Yes. And I was in like one of the first like pilot. I don't know if it was on pilot. You guys were already
it was
it was
the
like
scene out by the pool, right?
something.
Where it was like the pilot presentation.
Yes,
I
as
think.
of Workaholics.
Of Workaholics,
which is so crazy. And then I remember when it blew up, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that thing was being passed around Hollywood because like they were stoked because we made that whole pilot for $50,000.
Oh my God.
And at the time, nobody had done that.
Yeah.
You're in the scene where they text the picture of Durs's junk all over the party, I think.
Oh, and everyone's like,
and everybody's
my
like,
God.
ha ha ha.
Yeah.
They all like get the text and they start pointing and laughing at them.
Dude, how crazy is that though?
Which is the first scene ultimately of Workaholics. Like, you know, because we had to reshoot that pilot later on down the road.
Yeah. But it's like weird because I remember what you were wearing that day.
What was I wearing?
Isn't that weird? You were wearing a white tank top.
Tight.
With with fucking black jeans.
Tight.
And I remember you carrying the camera around and you looked like a fucking skater. And I was like, who's this director? Like, he like looks like he films skate videos. Like, who is this guy?
I was never actually cool enough to film a good skate video.
No,
you know?
but that's so crazy. Like, I just, like, now you're like an adult. You're all grown up. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
And then I ended up I did a movie with Blake. I don't know if it's going to come out or not yet, but like, how about Full Circle?
Yeah.
I did this movie called Spy Intervention, which
I know
hopefully
that
will come
one.
out. Do you know about it?
I know about the project, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't, but it was really funny. And he's so funny.
Blake's the best.
Dude, it's just crazy in life, living in LA, how things just
I
come
know.
full circle, no matter what. You can start at the bottom of like the fucking fishbowl, like the pit, you know, and then you just kind of work your way if you work hard enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, you flip that, and like my wife, who we've been together for like almost a decade now and known each other forever. But she comes to me and is like, hey, have you seen this girl? Have you seen this girl? You gotta watch this girl. And she's like doing impressions of you, and I'm like, babe, you gotta chill.
You should have brought her. I want her to do impressions of me to my face. I would love that.
And then it's like, I'm like, wait, I think I know that girl.
You're like, she's an extra.
She was in the pilot of Workaholics, like the presentation.
How
like
crazy.
And now, geez.
I know, and now I'm like, hey guys, welcome to the internet. Like so annoying. Like your wife's impression, I can't even imagine.
Well, that was the weirdest for me because I was like on top of YouTube for a very long time. Workaholics and that time was like
that was
me.
what you guys started with.
Oh yeah, we
YouTube.
were like we were YouTube and we were putting our videos out on that.
Yeah.
We were very bad at promotions, but it was hard back then. You didn't really know what the hell was going on, and so we just focused on making content, good content. Like because Workaholics, that like the original thing. Fifth year had the original web series had like 600 views when they called us to make that presentation.
Really?
Oh yeah,
They were like, damn, you guys are popping on the internet with 600 views. It's all you guys just rewatching it over and over again from different computers,
it was us and our friends.
They're like, let me give you some money to make something. Oh my God, isn't that funny?
Yeah, but thankfully the right person saw it.
Yeah, and was like, this is really good.
Yeah, it was not a viral sensation or anything like that. You know,
it's kind of funny though because now you have to have like 600,000 views for
you have to have the views.
You have to have so many views. It's like, ugh, it could be and it sucks because I have friends that are super talented and they'll like put out this really dope shit, but if it doesn't get views, no one cares.
I know.
Like record labels are like, whatever.
That's like, I remember like that's like what I kind of like. I'm back in the internet now because I'm like playing with live streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
And like multicam switching and like music being broadcast.
I
and
love
like
that.
And then ping pong, of course.
I've heard about this ping pong thing.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me about this later. I know it's like so you're doing like a thing with comedians playing ping pong.
Yeah. Well, just celebrities. It's called celebrity ping pong.
Stop.
Yeah,
are celebrities traditionally good at ping pong?
I don't know.
Because I fucking suck at ping pong.
Well, the thing is if you have like a hidden ping pong skill, you're kind of ready to show it off.
Whoa.
You know, like
we just
if you
find
put
out
that
like
much time
randomly
in.
like Scary Spice is like an ultimate ping pong player. Yeah.
Right. Like I think Susan Sarandon is. Like she's an excellent ping pong player. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is freaking crazy. Have you had her on?
No, but we're working on it. We got Steve-O versus Machine Gun Kelly next.
Oh my God, amazing. I know both of them. Very funny, very funny.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
So I don't want to like go too far away from the whole premise of this show.
Yes.
Is you to tell me your worst first experience. And you can tell as many as you want. It's like maybe your worst date, your worst job experience, just a worst embarrassing time, like anything really.
My worst first.
Yeah, worst.
Right,
like it could be anything shitty that's happened to you in your life. We want to hear about it so we can feel better about our lives.
Holy shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think the first time I pitched in like a class in film school, like it still hurts to
Really?
like talk about it.
People were like,
I like lost my breath right there. You know, I like because I cared so much about like this creative idea.
Yeah.
I think anytime a like creative idea that like kind of gets, you know, shit on is exponentially like it hurts.
It hurts.
You know, because you're like, I believe so
much in this,
wholeheartedly in this. But I believe so much that when I'm telling you about it, I'm like nervous and scared.
Yeah, and your voice is cracking. They're like, how confident is he in this?
Yeah, and you're like, oh no,
idea.
it's fucking ruining it. But oh man, so
what
like,
film school was it?
Los Angeles Film School.
Oh, okay. So I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, no, it was at the Los Angeles Film School. I mean, those specifics are things I can easily leave out.
Yeah.
LA Film School. This producer guy was teaching. His name was Larry Kostroff. He produced. I don't even know what he produced. I'd have to look him up.
Sausage or something.
But we had to pitch an idea, and I had this idea since high school that was like Czechoslovakian rappers. Like I wanted to, and it was called. There was a rap group called Sugar in the Raw. Just for like the little packets.
Like the packets, yeah.
It wasn't very good, but it was a way for me to rap. I liked rapping and wearing a costume. Blake was in it too, and I was like trying to pitch this short film, and I got up there and I just remember being like sweating and nervous, and he's like looking at me, he's like, do you have anything to say? And it's like so fucking serious, and I'm like, and I'm the only one, that was the other thing, I was the only one preaching comedy. And I got in my head about that, so now I can't win with comedy, you know?
I feel you.
Everybody else was pitching like suicide movies,
Yeah.
classic film school, like European shit, and I was like, I want to do this dumb comedy. And being met with blank stares in that environment, especially from the teacher, was like, oh man, that was like, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It was, I abandoned that project. Abandoned it, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be a writer. I don't know if I'm going to be a real director. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think I'm actually just going to I'm going to edit, and I'm going to be like a grip, and I'm going to do that stuff. You know, like nothing wrong with those professions, but
Czechoslovakian rapper dreams.
Yeah, so I took
Did you even show them the footage?
I had drawn pictures and stuff, and
you didn't have any
I didn't
film to
show them the pictures. No, it was all like an oral pitch.
Oh, you
and
just
it was
had to stand up there and tell it.
Yeah, and it was a lot of visual jokes, and I realized I didn't know how to explain visual jokes, so I'm drawing, and it's just
you're like, okay, so those sugar packets, right? So okay, so it's like us, like me, like my last name's Newacheck, but not really Czechoslovakian, like new Czechoslovakian, right? And then okay, so furry hats, like Machine Gun Kelly, but like Chernobyl. Like, do you guys get it?
Future,
But it's like in the future also, and the sugar's natural, it's not like Splenda, so it's like our rhymes are sick and heavy and accents and oh god, was that it was horrible, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Do you have anxiety?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
So it's okay, don't be nervous.
No, it's okay. I mean, I medicate.
It's me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh, you smoke weed.
I smoke weed.
That's a lot of people that helps them. Sometimes I get in my own head with that. I started taking CBD. I have it with me.
That's good stuff.
That helps me.
Yeah. I'm just stoner.
That's great.
I like it.
I know. I can tell. Your shirt says "The world is insane." Yeah. That's why I fried my brain. Yeah. I'm dead.
Thank you, Blake.
It's the best shirt. Yeah, it's a great shirt, Blake. So that's really shitty.
Yeah.
That's really awful.
Yeah. Now, all these, now I'm like, okay, I think I can go on theme with industry with world's first or worst first.
Yeah,
world's worst first.
You can talk about anything on this podcast too. Like you have a giant scar on your arm. Mm-hmm. What happened there?
Oh man.
That's
first time I tried to do a 180 board grab on my snowboard.
And what happened?
I grabbed my board and I came down, but the board was my board was like this. So I came down and landed on my arm. I just went.
Your bone came out?
It just was in half. It didn't pop out.
You broke the bone in half in
Both
your arm.
bones just went like this. It went
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you
so
guys will have to wait for
there.
the YouTube video to see this, but literally just imagine your forearm bone breaking.
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
It hurt like a motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But was your arm just dangling?
Yeah, I was I broke it. It's broken for sure. And I was with my brother and
you had to
I tried to pop back up on it and it was oh no, that's definitely broken. So then he had to go down the mountain and grab ambulance
medic.
medic.
Could you move your fingers still?
No.
So when you break your arm mid
It was totally fucking dead. Like, it was just like, no, there's nothing.
It was just hanging
I
there.
mean, maybe I could, but it hurt so bad.
You didn't want to.
The shit's not firing the same way when it's busted.
Whoa. So what did they do? They like took you to the hospital.
They took me to the hospital. Then they have to do this part, which is the craziest part, like set the bone, like go and put it back together.
Are you awake for this?
So this was the trippiest thing. They gave me a drug where I would feel the pain.
Why?
Hold.
What is this? They're evil.
I would feel the pain, but then I would forget it. Like 20 minutes later.
I wish I could have that for all my relationships.
I was like, what is this? I was like 16.
Drug where you would feel it and then it would go. You'd forget it. What was it? Meth?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Did
but
they
I remember
explain that to you before they gave it to you?
Yeah, they told me that, and my dad was like, "What?" And they're like, "You need to go stand by the door." And and then they gave me the drug, and then they went like, they had it up on a thing, and they just went, and then put it together. And the whole time I'm screaming, just like, because I feel it. Because they're not trying to numb the pain. They're trying to make me...
They didn't give you any numbing, anything?
Yeah, I don't know what time in Western medicine
what
this
the
was.
Fuck?
This was
Where
like
were
in
you?
1997 or something like that.
Was this 1892 when
no,
you
this
broke
was
your...
99. So who knows what they were testing? You know what I mean? But I remember like little flashes of my dad at the door, like looking like, oh my God.
Your dad just horrified as they put your arm back into place?
Yeah.
Is that the most pain you've ever been in your whole life?
Oof. I don't know. Besides heartbreak.
Oh.
We'll get into that.
Do you want to get into that?
No.
You're like, no, I
just
don't. You've been married
resist.
for like 10 years, right?
Yeah, I just couldn't resist.
Yeah. Besides heartbreak.
Camera.
Heartbreak is really terrible, guys.
Heartbreak's terrible.
Have you ever
It
gone
crushes.
on a really gnarly date where you had a bad experience or when the girl did something gross or weird?
Like gross or weird on the date?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. Let
You
me
went
think
out with
about
pretty
that.
normal girls?
Yeah, for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
No weirdos?
Well, I was like wasted half the time I was going out with people. You know what I mean?
Why?
I don't know.
Did you have a substance abuse problem?
I don't drink anymore. I smoke a lot of weed, but I don't drink anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So, like, yeah, I guess so. Like,
So you'd be like, hey, I want to go on a date.
Honestly, like,
and the girls would be
lot of
like,
it-
wow, this guy's wasted. I can definitely get some free mozzarella sticks out of this. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
Lots of free matzo sticks for
Where
sure.
would you take girls? You'd be drunk, you pick them up, you drive one over the trash can.
No, I'm not. I don't want to paint that picture of myself. Okay.
Just 45 beers.
I was just like thinking back to the dating scene, and it's like I haven't been in the dating scene forever. You know,
How
like
did you meet your wife?
I met my wife when we were 11, when we were in 5th grade. Yeah.
That's really sweet.
And we were homies. We like rolled to each other's birthday parties and stuff, and was like in the same classroom and learned cursive. We actually like were up against each other. We ran against each other for class president in our 5th grade year. And
So you guys were both dorks, so it was perfect
Totally.
relationship.
like massive dorks.
You're a nerd too, huh? Can I see your
Exactly.
vagina? Oh my God.
Back then it wasn't even that though. It was so
know,
wild.
it was so
like
innocent.
yeah, so like we're like running. She won. I mean, you know,
Of course,
so you
she's
can,
the girl.
Yeah, she's a girl.
Yeah.
First woman president in my mind.
Right?
You know.
Aww,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any kids yet?
We have one. We
You
just
have a baby?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
7-month-old.
Okay, so you have to have some stories about babies.
Whoa, you want to know how my baby was? Yeah, let me tell you about. I mean, okay, so Murder Mystery, I got that movie, and it was crazy. Like right after I made Game Over, man, Netflix was like, "Hey, we think you can do Murder Mystery," and I was like, "I'm down. Let's roll."
Were you scared? I would have been so scared.
Oh, it was crazy. So
Like if Netflix came to me and was like, "You can direct this," I'd be like, "Are
The
you sure?
whole time,
Are you
the-
sure about
the
that?
whole
I don't
time.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Sorry, my dog's trying to say
That's
hi. to
all
you.
right. That's fine.
She's trying to get on the mic.
That's
Nina,
cool.
Can you not, please?
Spit something.
She's like, "Arf."
Yeah. bark,
Okay, so you
bark,
got Murder
bark, bark.
Mystery. What happened?
So I go to work at Happy Madison,
Mm-hmm.
and they show me like a map of the world, and they're like, "You're going to be in Montreal, you're going to be in France, we're going to Monaco to film the F1, we're going to Italy, or we're going to the Liguria coast, Milan, Lake Como, and then some Switzerland in there, and we got to fly to Germany, go to London."
Oh my God,
So-
I would have just had so many Valium and just been taking them every country
So,
they said.
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I
So
hate going
like,
places.
I like walked into that, and I'm like, "Oh my God, here we go."
Jeez.
And let's see here. We just got back from South by Southwest. My band was playing. And so I flew back, and this was my first day of of work, and then I'm like, it's like 4:30 or something, and Marissa just keeps hitting me up. She's like, "You coming home? You coming home?"
You're like,
what?
"Stop
I'm
texting me, God,
I
wife."
just got this job. You know how important this is. What's
I'm a famous director now. God.
I'll be home in a second. It takes a lot of time. I just started. This is day one. She's like, "Come home, come home." I'm like, "Okay."
Damn.
So I make it home, and she's in the kitchen, and I'm like, "Babe, you're not gonna believe where we're going this summer." And she just holds up 2 pregnancy tests, and I was like, "Oh my snaps." And I just kind of like buckled. Like I buckled. Like I was like, "Boo."
Really?
Like,
Did you pass out?
I didn't pass out. I knew what was going on, but I buckled, caught myself, and then I was like, just like so overwhelmed with just like, what the hell am I about to walk into?
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Like, what are we gonna do?
Here we go.
We've been trying for a while, so it was like, yeah, let's go. And the timing worked out perfect, where we were on the road shooting.
Yeah.
Right when I was done, when it was scheduled to be done.
When she would give birth.
Come back, we hang out at the house for a couple months. I go do my edit, and then we have the baby.
Oh my God! So it was like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You are so lucky.
Well, then came the week of.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the week of the birth.
Oh good.
It was crazy because it was in November, and it was we live out in Calabasas.
Oh, I live in Calabasas.
Heyo.
What?
Heyo. So yeah.
Oh my God.
So we're out that way.
Yeah.
And as you remember, there were the fires in November.
God, I know. Were you near them?
So yeah, so we had to be evacuated. So we were like out of there during the due date.
She was like have time to have the baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we went to
my
like my brother's house in Van Nuys and stayed in his trailer, like with all of our dogs and our lizards and stuff. Swear.
You have lizards?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's pregnant. She's got like a lizard on her ass. She's like, "Get this thing. I gotta give birth. I got a fucking lizard."
They're
Oh, they're her
not
lizards.
mine.
Okay, so
I'm
she
not.
likes them.
She's
Yeah.
the lizard. She's the lizard
lady.
queen.
Okay, lizard queen. Okay, I love it. I love it.
But like, so, and then that's when she her water broke and it was time to roll.
In the trailer.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. And
You're
we
like,
were
I
still,
think the shower needs to be fixed. Oh no, that shower hasn't run for years, Tiffany. Oh damn, Carl, my water's broke.
Oh shit.
She's all psh.
And I was like so nervous because we had all of our shit in our cars because we just brought our cars over.
Oh
and I couldn't stop farting. I was like farting
did?
so
You were, like,
much.
excited?
I don't know. It's never happened to me in my life. So like.
You've never farted?
Well, of course I
You're like,
farted, but
what's
like
that? Oh,
I've never
God.
been like incredibly nervous and I can't
Nervous
stop farting.
farts. Yeah.
That was a weird thing.
Your
that
stomach
happened.
was like,
It was like,
because you're like, I'm about to have a baby.
I was like cracking up. Like I can't find his baby bag. I'm like, babe, what is going on?
You were like, I think one's coming out of me too.
And then she was cracking up, and then once she stopped laughing, I knew like, okay, this is like a real deal. We got to get her in. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're like ripping ass while you're like trying to get your wife ready to like take her to the hospital. She's like, dude, stop. Yeah. Oh my God. That's fucking hilarious. What
you
hospital?
heard it first here.
Yeah, worst first. Everyone talks about farting on this podcast, by the way.
Cool. Farting
Any
rocks.
comments? She's like, she wants to be a
Yeah,
guest.
so we had to drive back out into Thousand Oaks area and just like,
oh my, what hospital did you go to?
It was crazy.
I know, it was
all,
gnarly.
like-
You guys, the fires out here were so intense. I posted about it on my story a little bit. Luckily, like, we got evacuated, but we didn't have to be, really. Like, it was right behind us. We were in between it. Like, it was, like, on both sides, but it didn't really get up our hill. We live in, like, what's the area? It's, like, off Park Granada, like, Vista Point.
Okay, yeah.
So we didn't have to. Everyone just comes and murders me. They're like, your podcast sucks. They blow my house up. But yeah, no, we didn't have. Tommy actually, the cops came to the door and were like, you have to leave.
Right.
And he was so mad. He was like, I don't want to fucking leave. And I was like, babe, you're going to burn down in your house? He's like, yeah, who cares? I'm like, okay. Because he's like so like metal. He doesn't even give a shit, right? He's like, I don't
Tommy,
care.
That's tight.
He's like, I've smoked cigarettes my whole life. He's like, I can't handle a little fire cigarette smoke. He's so gnarly. So I was like, okay, honey, whatever. So finally the cops like force him out of the house, force us with the dogs, right? And we waited so last minute to leave that there was no hotels left, except because the hotels were booked up.
Yeah.
And we didn't have we have friends, but we didn't want to like impose our friends. So we were like, okay, let's try to find a hotel. So we end up staying at the Dream in Hollywood, which is right next to that club. What's the name of it? Anyway, there's a giant club next door.
Yeah.
Like,
so you're getting that?
Okay, so we check into the hotel. Tommy's like, I'm so tired. It's like 12, it's like 10 o'clock at night. We're like so exhausted. We fucking drove through the fires to get there. Like so tired. Have the dogs, the birds. Like we have everything. The fucking hotel room. We just want to go to bed. Yeah, we have parakeets.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, like let's just lay down and like call it a night. We'll go back home in a couple days, right? Mm-hmm. Literally, as soon as our heads hit the pillow, it's like, what you waiting for?
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? What is happening?
Right.
And like Tommy, like normally like his hearing isn't even good because he's played drums for so long. His hearing's fucked from all the pyro, right?
Right.
But he was like, it was so loud that he was like, what the fuck is going on? He opens the door to the balcony and it's just fucking people everywhere, right next to our room, right below us. And he goes out onto the balcony. He's like, shut the fuck up.
To a party. Yeah, okay.
To a club.
That's amazing.
Everyone just looks up at him and like they're like in their fucking like girls in their spandex and their heels. They're like, what a dick. Like, oh my God. Like, you don't like my pretty little thing outfit? Like, get out of here.
That's an amazing image, by the way.
He's literally standing on the balcony, no shirt on, underwear, just screaming at people
shut the fuck
up. I'm like, babe, I realized it was Friday night, the worst. Like, the club is going off.
Yep, they're not worried about fires.
So he literally goes, I'm going back to the house. And this is like the fires are like 0% contained. Like the fires are still raging, right? Like there's just fire fucking
for sure. It was like
everywhere.
4 or 5 days where it's like I kept looking and we were just saved by the wind every time.
Every
like,
time,
it was like,
yeah.
I'm going to see my house in one of those.
I know.
One of those shots on the news.
We got scared too. It like went around our
The guy who
neighborhood.
delivered our baby, his house burnt down. Yeah, it's crazy. It was like, not to get too real, you know,
Oh my
but
God,
like,
he's all delivering your baby. He's like crying. You're like, are you okay? I know it's a really beautiful moment.
I was like,
He's like,
I was like, I love your sweater, dude. He's like, I just went and bought it. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, I lost the house. I'm like, that's all you got? He's like, yeah, I got that in my scrubs.
You're like, well, you're a doctor. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You make $1 bajillion a year.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll
Thousand
be okay.
Oaks, you're all good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, what hospital was it? West Hills?
It was West Hills, yeah.
West Hills. I like
West
that
Hills?
hospital.
Wait, where was West Hills? I don't remember what it was. No, it was another one. It wasn't West Hills.
Just kidding. She gave birth in the trailer. You have no idea. They gave you that weird drug that makes you feel the pain but forget everything.
Exactly.
Oh my
See,
God.
I'm still on it.
So Tommy leaves the place without me because I was like, I'm not driving back into the fire.
He actually went back?
Yes, he's fucking psycho. So, they had everything barricaded off by police, right? Like, you couldn't go back into Calabasas. Like,
no.
You really, like, they blocked, all the roads were blocked, and there were cops everywhere. They were like, you can't drive into this area, right?
Yeah.
So he pulls up to the barricade, and I stayed at the hotel. I was crying because I was like, oh, he's gonna die, and I'm gonna be alone, whatever. So I stay at the hotel. He's texting me and keeping me updated the whole time because I was so worried. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm driving through fire. I'm like, can you fucking not? Like, and it's like,
oh, he went back that night.
He went back that night after they just evacuated us. And he pulls up to the police barricade, and they're like, sorry, sir, you can't go through. And then they see it's him. And he's like, hey, I left something really, really important to me in my house, and I just want to grab it, and I'll come right back down.
Yep.
And they're like, okay. He went through 3 barricades saying that. Like, the first barricade to get into Calabasas, the second one to get into our neighborhood. Like 3 barricades, he said the same thing, and he just went into the house and went to sleep. And never came back down. And the cops never went and checked on him.
Wow.
Isn't that so crazy? Like, oh, that dude said he was going to come back down. And he never did.
They probably had, I like to think that they had a clock. They had him clocked.
Yeah, they were probably like knew he was up there and were like, okay, if anything gets really bad,
we'll go get him out of there.
We'll go get him. But like, it was kind of crazy because
there was some places, like my neighbor deals cop cars to like movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So he has cop cars. So he was like rolling through checkpoints and stuff. And he stayed at the house.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, even when there was no electricity out there and like the smoke was really close, he was out there and they were texting us like, look, this is what's going on. But they were rolling around like.
Yeah, it was gnarly. Like, I mean, when I went back to the house 3 days later because I still was too scared to go. I stayed at the.
It was weird.
It was weird. It just freaked me out, and I was just paranoid. And I hate like breathing in smoke. Like I'm not a smoker, so I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Then we came back with a little baby. And it
I
was
know,
like,
and you
whoa,
bring the
hold
baby
on,
into the
everything's
fucking
changed.
ashes. Like,
Yeah.
the baby's like, whoa, I'd rather go back in the vagina where it's nice and warm and there's no fire.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we went back to the house, was everything covered? Your stuff all covered in soot and everything?
No, it had stayed out of the wind. Like, we were like, there was like one area where I kept checking on the map where it was like, I feel like if the wind changes, it's like less than a mile away. Like, there was no houses, no roads in between the house. And I was like, that's the way in.
Yeah.
I just kept watching that. But we got out early because the only image I had in my head was like my wife giving birth in
a fire.
traffic
Yeah.
while a fire rages.
God.
That was the only image I had in my head.
Can you imagine? That's scary.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm out. We're out. But so we got to go back the next day and grab all like the art and bring my brother's truck. We actually got all the irreplaceable stuff, like family heirlooms and stuff, because it was that close, and we're like, we just got to get it out in case.
I just like left everything and took the dogs. I'm like, oh well, everything else can be replaced.
I know. Like, thankfully we were on top of it, so we were able to. So it was kind of one of those moments where it's like, are we going? They're going to shut down Calabasas.
I know they did.
Let's go.
They shut it down, guys.
Yeah.
Calabasas was shut the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And the power was, I was like, what are you doing at the house? Like, aren't you bored? Like, there was no power, nothing. Yeah, it was a gnarly time. But everything's growing back. The foliage is all coming back. Everything's getting beautiful again. It's a lovely time in Calabasas again. You guys can go frolic amongst the trees now. And we're going to take a quick break, really quick, and then we're going to be back with Kyle Newacheck with more stories on Worst First. Stay tuned. Do you have wonky boobs? Do you need a bra that can fit your tits? This is not how they want me to start this, but I'm going to say this, because I have really, it's for every kind of boobs, okay, guys? But mostly I discovered this company, Third Love, because they contacted me and were like, hey, we make the perfect bras. And I was like, no way, because everywhere I've ever gone, I've never been able to find a bra that fits me really well. And I'm not even just saying this. This company is truly incredible. I mean, first of all, one of my boobs is a little bit bigger than the other, so either I get a bra that's too big and I have gapping, or I get a bra that's too small and my boobs are spilling over the top, and it's just like miserable for me when I'm putting on bras or wearing the undershirts. It just looks awful. It looks like I'm like baking loaves, in my shirt. So Third Love comes along and they go, hey, take this simple quiz. It takes 60 seconds. Over 12 million people have taken it to date, and we will help you find your perfect bra. And I was like, no freaking way. And the coolest thing about this company, Third Love, is that they have half sizes. So I'm not a perfect C. I'm like a C.5 or a D.5, depending on my time in the month. And they have fit stylists that you can talk to and chat with and ask questions to. And the coolest thing is you get 60 days to wear this bra. You get to wear it, wash it, put it to the test. If you decide you don't love it after 60 days, you can return it and they will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. How amazing is that? So it's a good cause all around. You get your money back, if you don't like it, but I guarantee you guys are not going to want to return it. I'm telling you right now, I got my bras and I'm going to actually just go order more because I love them. I've never had bras that fit me. All my boobs are always spilling out. They're heavy or they're, they're scratchy. These ones are tagless labels, no itching, hands down the most comfortable bra you'll ever own. Lightweight, super thin memory foam cups to form to your shape. Literally just proprietary to Third Love. I can't even speak. But basically, yeah. So it's the basically greatest thing you'll ever get. And so I went to them and said, hey, can we do something special for my Worst First listeners? And they said, of course. So they said to go to thirdlove.com. Third Love, that's THIRD, love, LOVE.com/worst, WORST. And you get 15% off your first purchase. So that's thirdlove.com/worst, WORST, for 15% off today of your perfect bra. So right now they're just offering that to my listeners. So make sure one more time to go to thirdlove.com/worst to get your perfect bra to hold those boobies in place. No more crazy boobies, okay? Unless you want them to be crazy. And you get 15% off your purchase. Enjoy. Hey guys, tired of smelling like ass? Just kidding. That's not really a great way to start an ad, but that's how we do it here on Worst First. So I love perfume. I've always loved perfume. I love wearing perfume, but perfume is expensive, especially the brands that I like to wear in the big bottles, and they're so expensive. And I'm like, dude, ugh, can someone please help me here? And then I don't like the little trial bottles that they hand you because those are too small and you run out right away. I mean, there's like 3 days and it's gone. So I discovered this website called Scentbird, which is SCENT bird.com, Scentbird. And they make every single perfume. They have every single perfume you could ever want. Prada, Tom Ford, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Cartier, Glossier, Gucci, everything you could ever want. And they sell them in these beautiful bottles that is 120 sprays per bottle. So you're never going to run out, like at least 4 times a day for a month. You're totally good. Takes you a really long way better than a travel size. And it's like a quarter of the cost of what you would spend on a giant bottle of perfume. So I was like, this is the best deal ever. I have to share this with my worst first audience. I'm so excited that you guys do not have to smell like shit anymore. So basically what you go to is scentbird.com. That's SCENTBIRD.com/worst, WORST. And you can try your first perfume or cologne for just $7.50. And you enter the code WORST at checkout, WORST, for 50% off your first month. How amazing is that? And the other really cool thing is that when you go to the website, you'll see that you can take the true scent quiz and you basically select like, oh, I like the candy smell, or I like this smell and that kind of thing. And you select like smells that you like, and then they give you a bunch of fragrances that would go with what you like. So it's really cool. Over 12 million people have taken this quiz, and it's basically really fun. Takes less than a minute to complete, and you can discover personalized recommendations for your taste. So it's like basically them saying like, oh, you know, what kind of scents are your favorite scents? And they have like candy or this or that, and you pick it and you fill out this like quick little quiz, and then it recommends all these perfumes. It's just an amazing thing. So you have to go to Scentbird. You have to check it out. So you go to scentbird.com, SCENTBIRD.com/worst. Use my code at checkout for 50% off your first month of Scentbird, and you get to try your first perfume or cologne for only $7.50. Come on. It is time to sign on and smell amazing. Check out Scentbird. You will not regret it. Guys, we are back. Hopefully those ads didn't bother you too much. Sorry about that. We got to pay for the podcast, okay, guys? I got to give Nina Dewena a good life, and I got to pay people that work on the podcast and to keep these blankets on the tables and everything. So thanks for listening. Make sure to rate, review. I read all your comments. I love it. I'm so glad that you guys listen to the podcast and all your nice reviews and comments and everything. We're back with Kyle Newacheck. We were talking on the break about some other experiences that he's had. And, you know, a lot of people we've talked about on the podcast have crazy drug experiences. And so I was talking to Kyle and I was like, well, do you have any like crazy drug experiences?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've robo-tripped. And I'm all, what? What is robo-tripping? Please explain.
Robo-tripping, I don't even think you can robo-trip anymore, but you used to be able to robo-trip when they left this ingredient in just a regular bottle of Robitussin, like cough syrup. So this is real, like go to CVS, get the big jug of Robitussin.
Gallon Robitussin?
Yeah, drink it, and then fucking...
The whole bottle?
Yeah, you just take the whole thing to the dome, and then you trip. You
like
robo-trip.
How? Like what happens?
I remember like my hearing like almost going away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like almost going away. And I did it with a group of people, so we were like trying to, I don't know, we were all like in an exploratory state, you know?
How many people was it?
It was probably like 6 or 7 people.
You guys all went to CVS and bought Robitussin and you're like, oh, look at this poor sick group of kids. Good for them. Hope you guys feel better. Oh my God. You each bought a bottle of Robitussin?
We had to go to 2 CVS's because we had to get too much tussin.
Yeah,
you know?
too much tussin.
Too much tussin.
Too much tussin for the russin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, so we drank it, and I think we had like some Mexican food or something like to go with it. Yeah, we had we had it with like a meal or something.
Fucking shove a burrito down with and some fucking Robitussin.
This is like at the same house that Workaholics was made. Yeah, this was like in that same time period,
dude,
where we were just chilling like in the same place we shot, and it's like we're drinking Robitussin and it's like 11, and then like I remember we all, like my brother and his girlfriend went and watched like Finding Nemo and played music, and they were like, this is just like fucking the Wizard of Oz and
Oh,
Pink
it
Floyd.
matches
Like
up?
they tried to find their own
Stop.
Pink Floyd, and
But they were just tripping. It didn't
just
line up at
tripping.
all.
It
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah.
It didn't make any sense, and actually, like everything lined up. So I was like, no, this isn't true. Like it's just perspective. And then we were all just like laying in a room, just like looking under a bed and like looking for stuff. And it was like,
Hey, have you seen the stuff? No, man, I haven't seen it. Have you seen the stuff?
like listening
No,
to some
dude.
music, playing some video games. Like
Stop. Do you ever get scared? Like you're like, I'm gonna die.
back then, I mean,
Not really.
so be it, you know?
Really? You were
I
like,
guess.
fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Wow. I wish I had that attitude.
But you're just like having fun, so you're like you also have the whole like I'm never gonna die. What
Oh,
do
'cause
you
you're
mean?
young. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
This is like I'm 22, 23
right.
years old. Like nah, that's not gonna happen. And if
Yeah.
it does, like I'm a prolific artist. So
Yeah,
let's
you're like,
rock.
I died drinking a bottle of grape Robitussin.
Yeah.
They just put it in your coffee with you.
Now I don't think I could do it. I don't think I would do it again. and
You
just
drank
be
the
like,
whole bottle at once.
Yeah,
Do you do
yeah.
it slowly or quick? Just in case any
seem
of my
to remember-
audience wants to do this.
I don't think you can, but I seem to remember it was like it was pretty quick. Like you drank it in like
just
10
chugged
minutes.
it
Yeah, you're like
with
like I said,
some
with a meal.
Some burritos. I
You know?
cannot. I can't believe it worked if you ate food with it. Usually, like if you eat food, it kind of offsets any like.
Yeah, but I remember the next day was like the worst hangover I've ever had. Like it was
Really?
one of those real gnarly ones. And we went to Universal Studios.
The next day?
Yeah, and that's supposed to be fun. And I wasn't having any fun.
You were like, my fucking head.
Yeah, I got a picture next to the fast car from Fast and the Furious, and I should be very happy,
But you look
but I
miserable.
look miserable, and
You're
I'm
like-
like,
Not having it.
Yeah.
So you had like a really bad headache.
it was the worst.
Was it cool being on the Tussin? Was it cool
Yeah, it was
robo
tight.
tripping? It was
Yeah.
cool. Like you just felt like you couldn't hear anything and like
You couldn't hear anything. Like things were warped. Like senses were warped.
were
you
like
know,
people warped.
visuals were like a little
Weird.
weird and hazy.
Yeah.
But mostly your brain is just working differently or not working in parts.
Your brain's like, I'm gonna take a nap, you fucking moron. Like clearly you don't use me because you're drinking this Robitussin. So I'm just gonna turn myself off for a little
did
bit.
that shit once. I also did this shit called GBL a few
What the
times.
fuck is that?
GBL is like fucking tire cleaner or something like that. It's a form of tire cleaner, and you like put a little cap into your beer and then you like sip it, and it's just like, ugh.
And what happens?
It just kind of like it's like a major. That one is like a major like opioid kind of like.
Like makes you
you're
happy or just like sleepy?
sleepy,
Like heroin
that.
sleepy,
Yeah,
yeah.
like in a place where you don't really expect yourself to like move your own body.
It just paralyzes you.
Yeah, you're
like
just like, no, I'm okay. I'm
tire
fine.
cleaner in a beer.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That's a weird idea. I wonder whose idea that was.
My buddy Matt's.
He's like, no, dude, I've done this a ton of times. He just had no idea. That's
Yeah, and it was like,
was like, you
okay, I'll
put it-
try it. And then I was like,
I
nah,
love that you just tried it.
I would just tried it.
Oh yeah, what is that? Tire cleaner and beer? Fuck yeah, why not? It's kind of like what is the shot that you pour in the
I
other
don't-
shot? The
I
fucking
mean, yeah.
fireball thing. Oh my god.
I don't know what was going on
You're
in my
like
head, Brittany.
you're like
you know?
very cool. That's cool. I'm very uncool. Like when
Now I
someone-
don't do that though.
Oh,
I
you
don't.
don't?
No,
You get
I'm
scared.
done with it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
super. I'm not playing around anymore. It's just weed.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scary out there now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, and it's gotten. I mean, you know, from the outside looking in, it's like even wilder. Where it's like, just don't mix stuff. Like, be real careful mixing. Know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
blood vessels constricting and like expanding at the same time.
Yeah.
Fuck up the
The
brain.
brain's so bad.
So like, you just gotta be aware of what it is you're willing to like do in that moment. Like, and I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
I feel you.
I
you.
feel lucky to have escaped,
Yeah,
just
you
to be
are
like,
lucky.
Nope, I didn't do too much cocaine one night and
yeah,
all that,
and
you know.
explode my heart, or
Right, right.
or have it laced with fentanyl, which
Right.
they're doing now.
Like that's the
where-
craziest thing where it's like they're mixing shit and it seems so evil. Like it's like, why
It's
would you mix
evil.
that? It's not even a money thing. That's
I
just
know.
like a fucking
And people are doing it, and it's like not even that much, and because it has fentanyl in it, they're dying.
Yeah.
So don't do fucking coke, you idiots.
No,
Like it's
no
so
more.
dumb. Like it's not drugs like aren't the way they used to be. And I wasn't even from the time when they were like totally pure, obviously, you know.
Right.
But like back in the day, my dad was like, yeah, everything was like pure as fuck, and everything was fine, and still obviously bad for you, but you know, it wasn't like mixed with a ton of different things. These days they're like cutting it with all kinds of weird shit. You don't know what it is. Baby powder, fentanyl, fucking who knows, you know? It's freaky. Like, I remember I was just at Coachella. Did you go this year?
No, I did not.
Do you go?
Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I like Coachella.
It's cool. It's chill, right? But I remember walking around and people come up to Tommy and I and they're like, hey, I'm fucking tripping on Molly or this. You want to take some of these pills? And I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, like, I don't know you and I don't know what is in that. And it like looks weird. And no, like, just say no.
Like, what if they just got it wrong?
Right?
You know, and then you happen to randomly be the person that
dies.
That ingests it.
And I would be, because I'm already so paranoid that, like, I think I would just freak myself out that I would die. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so anxiety ridden already that I would just fucking. I think that's why, like,
taking the drug or not, you're dead.
They were like, we gave her Tylenol. She fucking died. It was weird. Yeah. I took Molly. It was fucking aspirin. Calm down, you psycho. But I am like that. Like, I'm very psychosomatic. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm actually getting off of an antidepressant right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like weaning down. I took this antidepressant called Effexor, and I was at 75 milligrams of that, and I was on it since I was 16, and I'm 32. So I'm like trying to get off of it slowly, because I'm like, dude, I've been on it for so long. There's no way it's still even working. Like, because I never up my dose, you know?
Yeah.
But weaning down off of this thing is like worse than heroin. Like, if you look up the medication and withdrawal, people are like, I went to a hospital to get off of it, whatever. But it's weird because, like, weaning down off of it, like, in the first couple days, I started to feel fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even really have any, I shouldn't be having those feelings, but because of me, I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? Too much and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I get in my own head. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying.
I think that happens to the best of us, though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's an uncommon thought process to be like, to somehow land in like, I'm dying.
Always. Like, I think like once I hit like 30, I mean, even though this has been happening a while, like I'm always like, I'm going to die from everything. Like, you just feel like you're over 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I just felt like, do you feel like hitting 30 was like a thing? Like,
hitting 30 was a major thing for me. Major thing.
Yeah.
I quit drinking. I quit smoking cigarettes. And I got married.
Yay.
And we did that together. We quit stuff together.
I love that.
So it was like, let's pull ourselves out of this wreck.
I wish you brought her and the baby. I would have loved to have all of you on here.
Well, we'll have to come back.
You'll come back another time. We'll make it a family affair when you have another 3 movies coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
I want you guys to come back because I love that, and that's really cool that you guys did that.
Yeah. It was like, we got to do this. We were headed down a path of who gives a fuck. So it was like,
I know,
kind of just got to be like, all right, put it in check.
Well, it's like weird to think about because like I was watching this. It was like Dr. Oz or some shit on there, and there was like a lady who was like 105, and she was like all fine and like sprinting around, like walking everything great. They're like, "What do you do?" And she's like, "I just look at my body like it's a car, you know, and I wouldn't put anything shitty into my car or it won't run well."
Right.
And so she's like, "I just got to a point in my life where I just don't put anything in my body that like I wouldn't put, you know, in something that I wanted to go well, you know, like if I put shit in my body, then the body's not going to work well. You know, if I drink alcohol and put poison in my body and I smoke cigarettes and put poison in my body's not going to run well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to have trouble.
It's like putting regular in like a premium car. Like it's going to fucking suck.
The cool thing about the body is it can like adapt even when you put that shit in it. That's the craziest thing about the body.
The poor body. It's like, oh, fuck you, dude.
Now
like,
I got to develop this workaround to get around this little fact that you can't breathe.
The body is on survival mode all the time. Did you know that?
I totally believe it.
Yeah. The body actually, it's very strange actually. I just learned this the other day because I have a friend who passes out a lot.
Oh.
And she just it's an anxiety thing. It's like she gets so worked up and nervous that she passes out. So she was telling me, and I had no idea, and it's actually called something specific, but your body, the whole reason you pass out and you fall over is because your body wants blood to come back up to your brain to protect your brain, because your brain is your most vital organ, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So the body is like, we got to get horizontal. Like I have to, like because your blood drains from your face, everything bad starts happening. The brain's like, I need blood. I'm going to knock this person out. And that's why you faint, because your body knocks you out to get horizontal,
vertical,
so the blood can just roll right up to your head.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
Well, I remember them saying that like in like elementary school, put your feet up on the
to let the blood flow back.
Yeah, just take a moment, kick your feet up. kick back because
Isn't that
maybe you're
so
not
crazy?
pumping it hard
you're not
up
getting
here.
enough. Yeah.
You know, it's probably why you feel good when you work out and you're pumping and it's like getting all your brain and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's very weird. Like it's almost like it's like our body is like separate of us. Like we are like a spirit and a soul in the body, but the body's like a machine.
Well, I know that even just like sleep training my son, like where he's like, you know, he seemingly isn't really making that many decisions right now.
Right.
But
he's like, I need boobs and food, or I shit myself. Yeah.
But one thing he can do is like kind of roll over.
Yeah.
And like the first, like we had him in like the little snoo thing for a while where it like rocks him to sleep. And then we took him out of the thing and he's free in his little pen.
Yeah.
Now, his little bassinet.
Yeah.
And now he's like rolling over and he goes and he puts his head down. I'm like, oh, he can't breathe.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, his body wants to breathe.
Yeah.
If his body can't breathe, it'll just like move it and then he'll breathe.
Does he do that?
Yeah.
That's
it's like
cool.
he puts his face in like, when he's laying on the bed with us, he'll put his face in a pillow and then be like, and then move it. I'm like, okay, so like you know what's going on.
Yeah. Some babies are dumb and they don't know. And they're like, I can't breathe. Okay, I'm dead. Like,
I'm always watching.
That's
I'm
like
always
the scary
watching
thing.
them.
Like,
oh
my God,
the little guy, man.
Oh my God, it's scary.
Come on. Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. Like, I'm scared even with my dogs. Like, everywhere. Like, I'm so careful and like they're fragile.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to be so careful. It's like little tiny fingers and bones and delicate. Like, ugh.
Oh yeah. When he came back from like the hospital, he was basically like a bag of blood and bones.
I would have been scared to touch him. I would have been like, okay, all right, we'll just push you over there.
Couldn't even hold his head up. Just like,
I know.
Like this, and it's like, oh my God, dude, hold your head up. He's like, I can't.
My neck isn't here.
And you're worried, like in a car
yet.
seat, he's like this, and you're just like, can he breathe?
Yeah,
Okay,
put his head. Give him a neck brace. Like, let's give the kid a neck brace.
Honestly,
oh my God.
It's so, but I mean, it's been cool because I've been able to be there and like watch his development.
I love
like,
that.
Yeah.
How many months is he now?
7.
So he's like almost a year old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Better half of a year, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Babies are cool.
Babies
I mean,
rock,
they're
yeah.
not for me, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, but
cool
babies
for everybody
are cool.
else. Yeah, they are cool.
It's cool. Babies are awesome. They're like, you know, they're gonna come. That's a new generation.
It's
that's
gonna
coming
be
up.
a new you and
Yeah.
your wife together.
Yeah,
Isn't that gonna
combined.
be weird? Like seeing it grow up and then it starts doing shit that you did,
Mm-hmm.
and like growing weird, like matching eyebrows to you and shit.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, those are my eyebrows
Hey,
on
that's
someone else.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Hey kid, you ever robo trip before?
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it, guys. Don't go get Robitussin. Don't robo trip. Kyle, it's been so fun having you here.
It's been awesome.
What are you so you're doing the ping pong thing now? Is there any other? Are you doing it slated to do any other movies or anything yet? Right now, I mean, you just finished. This one just came out.
This one just came out, so I'm kind of like looking for the next project.
Okay.
The absolute next project.
I
like
love that.
what is happening and like
Yeah.
eyeing some properties that are just kind of like cool.
So that people send you scripts and you read them and you're like, oh, I could do something with this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I like to be sent. I mean, of course, I love developing from the ground up. You know.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's like I've done that a bunch, and it's a lot of work. So like there is something very cool about like just which movie's going, what's the combination, and let me jump on and like just creatively be in charge of this, you know, and like
I love it.
take everybody's ideas and be the conduit that is like the movie.
It's a lot of work being a director.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
And you seem very stable. Like it's a very stressful.
That's a lot of therapy.
Stressful job, dude. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I dated a director. And I was like watching it happen. I was like, oh my God. Like, you guys get abused, like, you know, until you reach like a certain level. It's like crazy, like competitive and just gnarly. And the hours, the 18-hour shoot days and the editing and the fuck, like hats off to you, man. Like,
yeah, that movie was true. Murder Mystery was like the biggest undertaking. That's the biggest project I've ever worked on.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that was like, it took a lot of attention. Like,
yeah,
from the moment I started, which was like a little bit late, so I like hit the ground running, all the way until the release last week. It was kind of like there were so many cooks in the kitchen, so many people, and good people with great ideas.
Yeah,
it was just trying to get all the ideas, including my own, to work with the thread of the movie and everyone.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
It's probably like the most stressful job, like one of the most stressful jobs.
It could be. That's why I'm kind of cool not doing it for a second. I'm doing
You're
like little
I'm
music
gonna
videos
take
and
a
stuff.
break from the fucking monster films. Like, holy shit. Like, they're just a lot. That big. I don't think people realize like how much. I mean, it's like every day, 18 hours a day, like you have to tell everyone what to do and like, you know, look at all the footage and and coach the actors and like it's fucking a lot.
Get everybody in the right mood.
Get everybody in the right mood. You have to be in the right mood.
You got to be in the right mood.
You can't have an off day. Like, what? I have diarrhea today. Too bad. You got to go to set, power through that diarrhea and make the movie.
Totally.
That's why I'm like, all right, well.
That is so true.
I'll stick to podcasts.
Yeah, you can't even focus on yourself. Like I'm 7 months later, just had from Enzo being born and like all that, and now I'm like finally realizing like I gotta go to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in 2 fucking years.
Your teeth are all falling out. You're like, it's great. You guys see my new film?
What about me? What about my body?
Know,
what about all this? Totally. I
can tell you're tired. Like you need to take like 14 naps.
Thank you.
Like
I
feel for you,
would love
dude.
to. Yeah.
I feel for you. Go on a vacation.
Oh, we do that. We've gone up to Lake Arrowhead. We've gone to Hawaii.
You're like, we want to see where the Arrowhead water's made.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, go on a real vacation, dude. We go on a vacation to see where Arrowhead water's made. I know. Go to like a beautiful place. Yeah, you go to Hawaii. Hawaii's beautiful.
Hawaii was great. We went there right after he was born.
Oh, good.
And just chilled there.
You needed a break.
Yeah.
I feel for you. I'm all about breaks. I take breaks every day of my life, several breaks a day.
That's
I'm like,
good.
all right, you made breakfast, time for a nap.
That's good.
That was a lot of work. Kyle, thank you so much for being here and driving all the way from Calabasas. I didn't know you had to come from Calabasas.
No, I was already down here.
I'm from Calabasas. Oh, you were already down here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
and you're from Calabasas.
I live in Calabasas, so you could come over.
Let's hang
with
out.
your wife and baby hang out.
We don't even have to make it a podcast thing. We can just make it like a meal kind of thing.
And you play in a band, which I had no idea. What do you play?
I play the guitar and I sing and stuff.
What is your band's name?
Fade Up, Fade Out, Bye Bye.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's dedicated to the Robitussin Trippin' Times.
It's a comedy band.
From the Robo Trippin' Times. Yeah, but you should come.
Yeah.
Because obviously Tommy plays drums. You guys can maybe make some funny shit
hell
together.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
Do you guys have a studio at the house?
A huge one, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
that's great.
There's been like several records made there.
And we got to get you. Well, we broadcast the live ping pong and stuff in Calabasas.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Fuck, invite me. I mean, I suck at ping pong, but I'll come through. No, but you can
just come hang out. Like,
yeah, I'll come hang out.
We're doing like live. It's like disciplined live stream. So I'm doing multi-camera.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's rad.
I feel like Tommy's really good at ping pong. I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Tommy knows Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh yeah, he played
and
him.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
They're playing.
Colson played Tommy in The Dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy, right?
I know.
Small World. Did you watch The Dirt?
Oh yeah.
You like it?
It was dope.
It's cool, right?
I thought Colson did a wonderful job.
He did a great job. He's a great actor.
He is.
Not only is he a great rapper, but he's a great actor.
Yeah, he really crushed it. Like that's not a easy role, you know.
He nailed it. I looked at him and was like, "Is that my husband?" Oh, no, it's not. All right. It was weird. No, he literally the walk, the talk, like he totally
That's
acted
so
like
cool.
Tommy. Yeah, you'll see when you meet Tommy, you'll be like, "Oh my God, it's literally Colson, the same person."
Yeah.
I'm so excited that you live in Calabasas. We're gonna hang out, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, pass this podcast along to all of your friends. Make sure to go check Kyle out. Kyle, you're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram. My name,
Kyle Newacheck.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
Kyle
Kyle
Newacheck.
Newacheck. If you're Polish and know how to spell that.
Yeah, it's phonetic. It's very phonetic.
Newacheck.
That's right.
Literally.
So phonetic.
You guys can figure it out. And Kyle spelled with a G.
yeah.
That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Is the Kyle. Yeah. Newacheck's actually not the weird part. It's the Kyle. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for listening. Kyle, thank you for being here. And make sure to stay tuned every Tuesday. We have a new podcast, Worst First. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Yay!